About 9 years ago, I was busily doing my work of advocating for arts education and earnestly telling everyone of its life-changing potential. And I noticed I was saying the same things over and over, and the world wasn't changing very much. So I took a sabbatical. I had a lot of learning adventures, one of which was to go to Venezuela to see this thing that I kept hearing about called El Sistema. And what I encountered was the single most extraordinary accomplishment in arts learning I had ever seen in my life. And on the spot, I determined this was going to be a gigantic part of the rest of my life. Bringing that work to our kids in America and seeing how we could foster this growth around the world. Beginning of my El Sistema learning, I was backstage about to present at a fancy event, and backstage with me was Gustavo Dudamel, who some of you may know. He's the conductor of the Los Angeles Philharmonic Orchestra and is sort of the most famous child of El Sistema. He's sort of the poster child of this amazing Venezuelan program, and he's risen to world fame. So he and I are backstage, and I'm asking a really dopey question. Why does El Sistema work? And he said, very casual, calm, like our two musicians here, basically said two things. One, every child feels like an asset. Number two, we never forget fun. I saw in my first visit to El Sistema, a youth orchestra, kind of at the middle level, and their conductor was having them practice the D scale for 20 straight minutes. Sounds like fun? Look at the heads over there. Oh man, that's bad. For 20 minutes, that group of students was having the time of their lives. They were calling out, I wonder if we could do it faster. I wonder if we could have this section do it this way and this section do it this way. They had taken ownership of the challenge, all the while they're getting better at the D scale. 20 minutes of playful experimentation in improvement generated by their sheer delight in musical exploration. That kind of fun.
It's really fun because if I have something wrong, I would work on it. And when I see myself accomplish it, it means that I can do anything. And also during the struggles, we all struggle together. And so that's a great thing where we can just all struggle together, cry together if we have to. And just it's something that we all need to go through to overcome everything.
Fun as incredibly hard challenges undertaken with your friends under real pressure to see what you can do, to see how you can make it better, to see how you can become more expressive.
I think music kind of helps you build confidence. It kind of gives you a way to express yourself. And if I didn't have music, I think I would be a little more shy, be a little more, I wouldn't be able to really connect to myself, connect with the audience, and kind of feel actual emotions when picking a certain piece.
El Sistema believes the wide open inclusion, radical inclusion of all people that builds into things like peer instruction, where in fact, and this is how they say it in Venezuela, if you know how to play 3 notes, it is your responsibility to teach your friend who only knows 2. And in teaching your friend the 3rd note, you become more ready to learn your 4th. This is actually the way the Creative Learning Initiative works with Mindpop. Not just the kids who are fortunate enough to have artistic schools or happen to luck into schools that have arts programs get the benefit of creative learning. Every kid in Austin is on the way to having an arts-rich learning, which they can take not just into arts careers, but into enhanced lives. What if music were that exuberant, that community building, that joyful? That is possible. And it is happening across the world, and not just to celebrate how great music can be, but to, in fact, address the most intractable social problems in the world. introduce equity so students can achieve at the level of those who are more fortunate, and redirect the trajectory of their lives, as we just heard a few minutes ago. We describe a lot of the people involved in this work around the world as citizen artists. And musicians who are still here from Soundwaves, that's how we think of you. That not just musicians, and not just musicians who work with their colleagues to get better together, but musicians who are taking a kind of responsibility for improvement of all those around them in their natural stride, as a part of what it means to be a musician.